بقيادتها الرشيدة وعلى under his astute leadership with a touch of tenderness and gratitude towards the leader, and in order to nurture the development of human beings and to substantiate peace culture. This invitation is for all to express feelings towards the United as leader and to celebrate his
وثيقة الإمارات هي وثيقة وطن، وثيقة انتماء، وثيقة حب وولاء لصاحب السمو الشيخ خليفة بن زايد حفظه الله، ولجميع حكام الإمارات حفظهم الله. نحن ولاءنا لكم وحبنا لكم، ويكبر وطننا بكم.
I think this is a fabulous project because it gets people to understand what the UAE has accomplished. As you look at the extraordinary buildings, you see what imagination and innovation can do. But it's done under the leadership of the extraordinary leaders here, and it is the tribute to what the UAE can be, an example to the Middle East about peace, focus on education, imagination, and working together.
It's been really wonderful being here. The UAE is a beautiful place with a lot of beautiful buildings, a lot of wonderful infrastructure, and I would love to come back. It was too short of a visit, so I hope to come back soon.
في بداية أود أن أشكر الأخ عبد الله الشيباني على استضافتنا في هذه الملتقى أو التجمع رائع جدا، أكثر من رائع، وأتمنى كل التوفيق طبعا الوثيقة ولاءنا لسمو الشيخ خليفة بن زايد، الله يحفظه ويطول في عمره ويطول عمر شيوخنا وقيادتنا الرشيدة. وأتمنى لأخ عبد الله الشيباني كل التوفيق وكل النجاح في كل أعمال اللي يقوم به لصالح هذا الوطن ووطننا الغالي، وأتمنى له إن شاء الله كل النجاح والله يوفقه ويسهل أمره إن شاء الله. كل الشكر وتقدير للجميع وفريق العمل اللي اشتغلوا ونجحوا هذه الأمسية الليلة. أتمنى له إن شاء الله كل التوفيق والنجاح، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شفيقة العامري، مديرة مجلس سيدات أعمال أبو ظبي.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here because I'm a friend of the guest of honor and the host. So let me take a couple of minutes to introduce both of them. The guest of honor, Kathleen Kennedy. She is a well-known figure in the United States. She was the first woman to be the Lieutenant Governor of Maryland. But in addition to that, she has a long career both in public life and in other things, caring for the people in general terms. She actually published a book about a subject which is very close to our hearts. The book was focused on not to mix religion with politics. That was a very early time. She talked about that in America. And she took the Catholic Church and the churches in America in general as an example and said, if you really mix God with politics, then you lose both. That contribution by itself stands as one of the major contributions which Kathleen Kennedy has done. But in addition, she has been running for political office. You know, it's very difficult to run for a political office in the United States to try to mobilize people. Of course, her name as a Kennedy can help, but that was not enough. In America, that's not enough. Yeah. But it is not enough. As a result of that, she has to really have a message and to have a campaign. And so she worked very hard to maintain her position as a Lieutenant Governor of the state of Maryland for 8 years. And even she ran for a governor later on. So her contribution is not only that, but she participated also in several academic programs. She presided over several committees which are helping the society, the community, and so on. And during the lunch, which was hosted by Mr. Dr. Abdullah Shibani, we were so impressed with the fact that she not only is in all these areas, but also she is in science. She is in nuclear engineering. We were talking about something very complicated, and she brought several good ideas. She was a chairman of a company which is dealing with this. I thought that her visit will be very useful. She was coming to the Middle East, going to Lebanon. I suggested to her and to her daughter, beautiful Carrie, to come for one night. And then I suggested to Abdullah Shibani to host her I am really grateful that he took the initiative, and I think her presence here would be a good beginning to develop relationship. But in addition to that, she was here before, and her companies are working with the United Arab Emirates for some time. She is a friend of the country, and she is a friend of the Emirates. So I think I'm really glad she is here. So I would like to invite her to make a few remarks and to tell you about her activities. What could be done? What are the activities which you can be, jointly develop between this country and the state of Maryland, but the United States in general? Please come in.
So I want to thank Abdullah. Where has he gone?
I'm here.
Thank you. He found me wandering to the hotel to make sure I get here on time. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful lunch today. It was very stimulating and very interesting. And I want to thank Dr. Salah, Hamdi Salah, we've known each other for a number of years and has made sure that I could do this trip with my daughter Carrie, who is about to go to medical school in 3 weeks. So as you know, having a daughter who's a doctor is a very big deal. But being back at the UAE, for me, is just terrific. I was here a number of years ago. I have to admit, it was in Abu Dhabi. I'm sorry, not Dubai. But I took a helicopter ride around Dubai, which is very fascinating and interesting, and I like being on the ground better. But what I learned and what I've seen is the incredible, as you know, and this is what the UAE is known for, is your imagination and your innovation and your technological experience and ability. And so when we think about the UAE and the United States, we know that, and we know it very well. You're famous for what you've been able to produce and see and to imagine. And one of the things that we know in the United States is that if you're going to be a world leader or any kind of leader, you've got to have imagination and innovation and technological know-how. So that you've done terrifically well. So I can't tell you how you can do that better. I mean, obviously, you're very good at that. You have to have the laws that are good, the transparency, all those things you've heard 1,000 times. So I'm not going to go through that with you. I was very delighted to know that I was meeting some police officers here tonight. When I was the lieutenant governor, I was in charge of police and corrections and public safety. And I was thrilled to meet you because one of the issues in any country is to have good relationships between police and the community. As you've seen in the United States, we've had a lot of problems now between the police and our African American brothers and sisters. And it's very important when you have power to make sure you have those good relations. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But I'm particularly thrilled as a woman to see these fabulous women here. Because one of the things that we hear in the United States about the Middle East is the challenge that women face. That's a challenge we face in our own country. You may have heard that we don't have a woman president.
Yes, of course.
And
we have here in Sri Lanka. It was in Pakistan also.
Yeah.
And India.
Yes. No, you're much further along than we are. Yes, I know that. You can point that out on many occasions. But one of the things that we have to do is to figure out, particularly at a time, and you have this in the UAE and we have this in the United States, when more than 60% of the people who are going to college are women, what is the relationship going to be between men and women?
Yes.
That's aimed to you as well. And it really means, let me just say what I think. Number one means that you need to get your men to go to the universities. Do you understand that? I would like a little applause on that line. Because to have this disjunction between women being more educated and smarter and men being stronger is not healthy, right? Are you understanding me? Because it means that men go to war or want to fight or just do sports, all of which is important, but it means there's a lack of communication between the sexes. And the communication between the sexes is very, very critical if you're going to have a cohesive society. So that's what I would say is number one. You want to make sure that there's good relationships between men and women. It also means that the women I sit with around the table are doing wonderful work in promoting women's issues, children, the issues of people who have disabilities. But what I want also is the ability of women to take power. Do you understand that? Because power is really the way you make a difference. You can make power, political power, economic power, social power, moral power. And traditionally, it's women who have given us moral power, but not been able to exercise political power. And what we need to combine in all societies, not just the UAE, is political and moral and economic power together. So what I would like to do, in my role here coming to the UAE and meeting with these wonderful women, is to make sure we in the United States recognize the terrific leaders they are, that's number one, and that we all join together to deal with the issue that we face all over the world, which is the relationships between men and women. I was just at the Vatican for the last 2 days with Pope Francis invited me to come to talk about climate change on one hand and the problems of human trafficking on another. And this is an issue that we face in our country, but we face all over the world. So there's much that we can learn from each other, to listen to each other, and to hear what you've done in the UAE with imagination and enormous spirit to build buildings. But the most important thing you build is the human being. And that's what I want to work with you on. Thank you very much.
In response, I guess, because of this call for the unity of women all over the world to take charge, I think we should invite one of the women leaders from the United Arab Emirates who have also proved herself in academia, in public life, in caring for the people, and in moving ahead in the society. Dr. Moza Gubaish, I'd like you to come and have some comments to tell her, and to tell our American friends how women in the UAE are really moving ahead, making a great contribution. And I wanted just to mention something before Jim. I was a professor at the University of Sharjah, and the University of Sharjah has about 13,000 students. About 9,000 out of them are women, and they excel. They are really great students and great graduates.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's really great that we are here to meet with a leader, women leader from the state. Thank you, Abdullah, that you have given us this kind of chance to be really sometimes with our people even, my sons, they are all my sons and my daughters, by generation I mean, and very little we have this kind of meeting to find ourselves to each other, or actually to know more about each other. We are all busy in this country. This is the busiest country in the world. I want to tell something actually. I've been from 1977, working with my country, growing with the society. From the time it started united in 1971, I was at that time in the school. Then I finished 77 my graduation from the Kuwait University. There was no university in this country. When I came 77, it was the first day for my reaching the country here. Our Sheikh, Rahmatullah alayhi, Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan, the founder of this country, opened the first university in this country. They call it UAE University in Al Ain, in the village of Al Ain. So I attended that university as a small teacher there. Then they said to me, you have to go to United States to get the master degree. Actually, I went there in 79. When I reached Washington, D.C., I was in the American University in Maryland. I found many of Arab students there, and there was the Arab unity for the student in that time. In 79, it was the revolution of Iran.
I remember.
You remember that? So it was an action which is hesitating all the world. I was thinking as a student, very young student, what was the revolution in every country could do to change the people? Why Iran? They started with Iran. Then it comes to the Arab worlds now. Each country of our Arab worlds have the same revolution. It means we are all want to change, being to change politically, economically, socially, maybe culturally. We have to change. I think revolution means history is being written and being giving new stories for those kind of societies. At that time when I was there, it was a problem of petroleum. It was international problem. I take my car to the petrol station. I want to get some petrol to my car. I found like a photo or picture in the petrol pump. They are putting one Arabic man with the same, what they have putting now. We call it i'gal. I mean the tradition dress of our men. He is trying to close the pump of the petrol. It means the politician in the state saying that our problem is coming from the Arab world. So I hate that. From that time, I decided not to study in the state. I will study in Arabic country. In this country, I'm sorry to tell you that, but this is. It's good to know. Yeah, it is good to know because the media, the political, I know the people of the state is different. They are so good people, so calm people, so friendly people. I love them. But I don't like the political and the media there. They are trying to be like we are in enemies struggling. We don't want to struggle. We want the peace for this whole country. I will come back to my country. In 77, I started teaching. Then I came back. Then I went to Cairo for 7 years. I got my PhD in sociology. I came back. I started saying for our women, our maybe small students in the universities, saying that we have to catch all of our society dynamic values. So we have to keep our values and norms and I'm sorry, I forgot my language long ago. I didn't speak in English. I'm sorry for that. But really, I'd like to talk in English. I started giving the same set of your ideas that you have given now in your speech, which is the power for the women, the empower of our women. Our women must work. Our women must educate. Our women must have political power also. So all these ideas I have been working. I have written 10 books since that time till now. I have many researches, all in social phenomena, like in the drugs. I have been writing in traditions. I wrote in Divorce, which is the famous problem in the all Arab countries, is the divorce now. And again, about the women trafficking, it is again, we are writing about trafficking because we have facing this kind of phenomena here in our country, not locally, internationally. They are coming here to sell out our women to the maybe world or global business in such kind of trafficking. I'm sorry to tell you that I'm facing or I'm viewing, I'm trying to see, I'm trying even to smell all kind of social phenomena, how it comes to change. We are going where? What is our strategy? What kind of people we want to build for our generation? So I'm here and here and here and there trying to help from my idea to get our country and our society as strong as we want. And this is what has happened now in the United Arab Emirates, and especially in Dubai, of course, that really we are a very secure country, very calm country, very improved country in such kind of investment, business, politically. Our parliament is working very hard to get the political views coming to the society in very, very beautiful ways. So we are really in like not just strong society, but we are giving now like an ideal society. This is an ideal society. Maybe all over our Arab countries would like really to be like Emirates. Alhamdulillah. We are saying also Alhamdulillah. It means thanks to God. شكرا جزيلا واسمحوا لي أطلت عليكم وبس قصة حياتي هاي أنتم تعرفونها يعني بس أنا حاولت أربط قصة الحياة بنمو دولة الإمارات في خلال هال44 سنة من مجتمع صغير إلى أفضل مجتمع اليوم كنموذج كأيديل. تحاول الدول العربية الأخرى تأخذ من هذا النظام السياسي والاقتصادي والاجتماعي الإماراتي كنموذج لتقديمه لحكوماتهم للوصول إلى هذا المستوى التي وصلت إليه دولة الإمارات. أنا أتذكر عشت في لبنان فترة طويلة، كنت أهدي كتاب صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد، الكتاب الأولاني اللي هو ليس ومضات من فكر وإنما كان اسمه رؤيتي. كنت أوزع كتاب رؤيتي على البنوك، على المدارس، على الوزارات، أقول لهم حاولوا تأخذون من هذا الكتاب نمط واحد فقط، النظام الإداري في دبي. كيف صنع صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن راشد النظام الإداري في دبي ليصبح الآن نموذجا لإدارة محلية أو إدارة مجتمع الإمارات بالكامل. فبالتالي I'm sorry I'm giving this kind of word in my language. لذلك أنا سعيدة وأشكر دكتور عبد الله الشيباني أنه جمعني معاكم من زمان. بصراحة أتمنى أشوفكم، لكن مشاغل الرواق وجائزة الشيخة شمس بنت سهيل للنساء المبدعات أيضا شغلتني من 5 سنين، غير الأعمال الأخرى الثقافية والخيرية والاجتماعية اللي أقوم بها أيضا أضافت علي أعباء. لكن سعيدة جدا بوجودي معاكم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
This is a social gathering, so we're not going to keep talking. But I'd like to say a couple of things. Number one, it's by coincidence that we have 2 acting consul generals in this room, and both are women. The acting consul general of the United States of America, Liz Smith, a lady, very dynamic, and the acting consul general of Egypt, Ms. Nabila, she's here. So just by coincidence that, women are really becoming more and more active in diplomacy and other fields. The second, I would like to emphasize my thanks and appreciation for Dr. Abdullah Shibani for taking several initiatives. One of them is this. So in addition to what Dr. Moza has said, I have witnessed myself in my short stay in this country to what extent him and others have been taking initiatives to really develop the relations between this country and the outside world. And I think these efforts will continue to, represent the model of United Arab Emirates, which Dr. Musa is talking about. And by the way, when I was in Cairo last month, we were talking with one of the organizations of the Arab League, the Arab Organization for Administrative Development, and they are very much impressed with the model of management and administration of Dubai. And they wanted to put together a seminar or a conference which will present the example, the model itself, to other Arab countries. And I think they will do that in 3 or 4 months. So just a follow-up on what you have said. Well, I don't know whether I can convince Abdullah Shibani to come here and say a few words or not. But,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency. It's my honor to be here between my brothers and sisters, especially when we will talk about the women in United Arab Emirates. They are more stronger than the gents. This is because of there is a respect for the ladies in United Arab Emirates. First of all, this is what we learn from our leaders. They grow this country not by the development only, which is you visit some of that biggest tower in the world today, Burj Khalifa. But really they grow us, they grow the sun, and they give a lot for this country and for the people who is living in this country, either if they are a local or foreigner who was a part of this development in this country. For that reason, this country became one of the best examples in the world. Respect of the human being. Especially Sheikh Khalifa, just a few days before, he announced regarding the new law, no difference between the human being, no color, no nationality, no religion. Everybody is same. We have to respect everyone. And this is the plus point which is taking our country to the real democratic. Honestly, sometimes I'm asking myself that where is the democratic? Where is the real example of democratic in the world? I didn't find. I visit a lot of countries. Maybe it's a name only. Maybe it's a flag. Maybe it's a speech. But the real democratic, I found. Not because of it's my country, but really, we all found it in United Arab Emirates. Like a police. Thank you. Even the police, we didn't feel in our country, police is something to beat or something to catch and put it in the jail. No, at all. The police is like a people who is serving us, who is saving us, who is cooperating with us in different problems, different issues. They are the one who is taking care of this country and the people who is living in this country. I don't know how, but really this is what we are feeling in this country. Either if you saw through the security and police and military or whatever, okay, but from other side, you will sleep you are going to sleep in your home and your door is open. So how we can? There is a security, at the same time you will not feel that there is a police. There are servers. They are serving you like a brothers, like a sister. Even in the police we have ladies leaders, we can say, not only ladies, but really this country is different than the other countries. Really the leaders of this country, they bring this country in very short term in the worldwide map. So I think we have to say thank you for them. I think we have to appreciate them. I think we have to thank God that God gave us this kind of leaders. Only few years ago, I think you visited last time and you told me that it was a desert. So can you imagine that within few years, where they bring us from to? It's because of right decision and right vision. If there is a vision and decision, it will happen. And if there is a no vision and there is a decision, so it will never happen. So both should be correct. Both should be on the same direction to grow and grow the others also. So for that reason, the Charter of Loyalty and Belonging of Sheikh Khalifa, which is came from the national, and it's a national activity, to say thank you Sheikh Khalifa, thank you Sheikh Mohammed, thank you Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, thank you Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, the whole leaders in this country. We have to thank them, and we have to thank our God that He gave us this kind of good and family leaders. Thank you very much.
I guess we conclude with these beautiful remarks, but I wanted to mention something about security, which Dr. Abdullah talked about. When we were students in America a couple of decades ago, 1970s and 1980s, you can walk into any small city or a town and you find that the doors are open and people feel secure. You know, at that time, 1970s, there was a feeling of security in the American society. No longer we have that. But the point I want to emphasize is that in the Emirates you have that. Thank God, as you said, that the leadership was able to establish security and a feeling of, you know, brotherhood and so on. That's one thing. But the second thing, everywhere in the Arab world, they recognize that the vision of the leaders of the United Arab Emirates, the three leaders, Sheikh Khalifa, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, is really the best vision which was presented by any leader in the Arab region, and probably even worldwide, to try to move a country from some point to a very, very advanced point. So this is something which you can feel whenever you visit other Arab countries around you. There is countries around us, around this country, which had all the elements of success. Iraq, they had money, they had oil, they have everything, but they wasted that. The wasting of the resources is a major problem in this region, whereas in this country, they utilize all the resources to develop. And now they have an ambition to be part of the space age, part of the nuclear age, an ability to go into science and technology and education. This is by itself a very important thing. By the way, those who will have a ring of the telephone will pay $10 as a fine. With this, I think we should conclude and we'll go ahead for the
Mrs. Kathleen Kennedy, I just would like to add something. First of all, I would like, on behalf of you and all over the visitors, that we must really thank Dr. Abdullah Shaybani for this very intimately meeting and friendly meeting. And thank you so much, Dr. Abdullah. I'm so happy to say something else. Actually, we are in this country, we said always, thank you, Sheikh Khalifa. He is our president. He is our president. He is the first son of our ex-president, Sheikh Zayed, rahmatullah alayh. I would like to say, and also Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, the second son of Sheikh Zayed, because of those two now, we are living in a very peaceful country, in a very quiet country, and a very beautiful country. Whereas we have now here 10 million people living with us. We are, as a population, we are only 900,000 as a local and national in this country. But we are more than 9 millions from all over the world. 9 millions like They are living with us like one family, really one family. That's because of Sheikh Khalifa and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. And thank you. That was the message which was very important for me to tell you and the others. Thank you. Thank you.
طبعا في هذا اليوم والمناسبة الجميلة اللي تجمع بين الشرق والغرب، وجمعتنا بوجوه طيبة من سيدات الأعمال ومن السيدات القياديات داخل دولة الإمارات، والسيدة كاترين كندي اللي اليوم أبهرتنا طبعا بإعجابها وبإحساسها بهذا التواصل الجميل بين سيدات الإمارات والسيدات في أمريكا.
الولاء للقائد والوثيقة وثيقة حب وانتماء لوطن العراقة والأصالة وللقائد خليفة وطبعا حاكم دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة.
يشرفنا إن إحنا نكتب في الوثيقة، وإحنا بدينا فيها من أول يوم اتعملت في الإمارات. وطبعا الإمارات دي بلدنا الأولى والثانية هي بلدنا، وعشنا فيها عمرنا كله. يعني أنا جيت الإمارات من 73 لحد النهاردة، فعشت عمري كله في الإمارات. يعني أنا وولادي وأهلي وكل اللي موجودين بنعتبر إحنا إماراتيين، مصريين إماراتيين بالدم والمعيشة وأجمل حياة شفناها. عشنا بكرامة وعشنا بعزة وعشنا باحترام السنين كلها اللي عشناها. وده طبعا راجع لحكامنا، مهما أقول صفة مش هقدر أعبر عنها يعني. فربنا يديمهم على رأسنا يا رب، ويديم الأمن والأمان لدولة الإمارات.